What's up? It's Content Queen Atika Green, and I'm back at you with another video. I was thinking, like, what can I talk about? What can I do with you guys? And I see a lot of people doing, like, get ready with me, but I want y'all to get ready with me as I get ready for an audition. Come on. So, as a working actor, which I'm grateful to be, I audition constantly. I audition now, honestly, about maybe 3 to 5 times a week. And I've honestly never been in that space before. This is one of the first years where I audition quite often. My manager works so hard. My agents, they work hard as well. And I think having the combination of that team has been good for me. It's different for everybody, for sure, but I have seen a lot of success working with my agency and my management. If you want to know who those are, go ahead and check out my IMDb. It's in the link is in the bio. By the way, they, I think my dog's coming. They work really hard to, this is Teddy. All right, it's not about him though, it's about me. Really hard to get me work and, you know, to put me in rooms that I've always wanted to be in. But it wasn't always like that. Right now, I actually have 3 auditions that are due, 2 on Sunday and 2 on Monday. That's in a few days from now. I'm filming on a Friday. So yeah, sometimes it's quick turnaround. Sometimes it's 24 hours. Sometimes it's 48 hours. Sometimes it's the same day, honestly. I'm going to start by concealing my marks. I don't know what happened here. I was like blowing my nose a lot, had like some algae stuff. But anyway, it was really dry and it left this nasty mark. Don't pick your scabs. But I like to use this this pro concealer. I get it from like the beauty supply store. I use the red because one time I was on set and somebody told me I had a red undertone, and I realized that by using it, it did definitely, you know, get me what I needed. It is running out a bit. You see I'm struggling here, but we're gonna go ahead and put it on this ugly mark that I don't know what is, and then just my little, you know, imperfections on my face. My roommate, who was also an actor, he was like, we got to do this commercial audition like early this morning. And honestly, the only thing about auditioning that's kind of annoying is that you have to get like makeup ready, camera ready all the time. And, you know, I'm sure people that's up here that's doing like YouTube videos all the time, they can relate because, you know, we want a little camera ready. I don't really enjoy doing that, but, you know, you got to do what you got to do. So I used to use a beauty blender, but I really hate them now, honestly. They get really dirty and like you have to wash it, etc. often, I feel like. But y'all, real quick, let me get into this. I got this brush from Allure, and it is from Anissa Beauty. Y'all, it's a mini Pinnacle foundation brush. When I tell you, it's the best brush I ever had. And they said it can replace the sponge. And I was like, not the beauty blender sponge. Like, what? You could beauty blend or beauty whatever, and you could use it as a brush too. Y'all see as it continues. But anyway, and then I'm getting rid of my nose ring, so I had to put some sealer there. Anyway, within having this, my agency, I've been able to, you know, work on a few shows. This year in particular, I've been able to work on 3 shows, which is huge. Like, as an actor, you know, you get blessed if you get to work at least one time on set, you know. But I don't take for granted the fact that this year I've been afforded the opportunity to work on 3 different sets. Again, I would say check my IMDb for some of these things. I do have it up there, but most recently I was just featured in season 5 of FBI, which was so dope. CBS, I've worked with CBS before. Last year I was on SWAT, so that was dope. So I'm like 100% grateful. It's not an easy career at all, and to have these opportunities, I don't take them lightly. But it wasn't always this way. Like when I was saying, you know, this year I've had the opportunity to work on 3 different sets 3 times in a year. That's huge. And honestly, if you guys see how much I audition, as I was telling you, you know, 3 to 5 times a week, I keep like this audition tracker. And on my audition tracker, I've auditioned maybe like 170 something times this year alone, and we're only in October, you know. That's a blessing. Last year I only had about 75 auditions total for the whole year. So what do we call that? growth, right? And I'm grateful for that. But this journey as an actor is not easy. It really isn't. And, you know, sometimes I have to sit down and really like think to myself, like, is this something I really want? Is this something I really want to do? And a lot of people I know who either I went to school with or, you know, I've met throughout the industry, they've quit. And I get it. I get it. For my foundation, I'm using Fenty Beauty. Shout out to Rihanna, Barbados Stand Up. We love Fenty. It's going to be a full coverage. Like, it's going to get me so smooth. Y'all about to see the transformation. But it is one of those careers where I believe if you don't love it, then don't do it, because you can't sit here and think you're going to do it for fame and make it happen. You can't think you're going to do it for somebody else and make it happen. You got to do it because it's something that you love and that, you know, that you just have this passion for. I went to school for it. I studied at Cheney University. It's the oldest historically Black college university. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. 1837, okay? You can't spell HBCU without CU, okay? Shout out to the Wolfpack. But when I went to Cheney, I actually went to Cheney as a psychology major. And then I was in a acting for beginners class because I've always had this acting bug or acting, you know, interest from high school. And I was in this acting for beginners class, and my mentor to this day, Professor Jan Alice Scruggs, she was just talking about like doing things that you're passionate about and like that you love and having that type of career. And I, at the time, I thought that was psychology for me. I just realized I was so attached to, you know, the mind and how that worked. And honestly, like acting and psychology are literally synonymous and one of a kind in that way, where, you know, when you are stepping into a character, you do have to step into the psychology of that character. Why are they this way? Because I'm not gonna always relate to every character, and some characters, a lot of characters, live life that I haven't even lived or is not even a part of, you know, who I am. But that's the fun part about being an actor, because I get the opportunity to really tap in to all these characters that are like way outside of myself or like just new. And I think that's what excited me, like growing up as somebody who struggled a little bit to express themselves, and sometimes I still do, which is why I love acting, and it is my therapy. It is, you know, something that I use for that reason. But because of that, I kind of like drew into it. Like it became something that I used for therapy for a while. I'm not saying that it replaces actual therapy, because it's something I feel like I really need to get into. Working on it, we gonna get there. But for right now, I do have acting as my therapy. It is my space to be free. It is my space to, you know, call certain emotions that, you know, we hide on a day-to-day basis. We all wear masks. We all pretend to feel this way or be people that we aren't, some, you know, in whatever way that looks like. No matter how blunt you are, I'm sure there's somebody in your life that doesn't know your full authentic self. And if there is, shoot, spread the word, the wealth. Let me know how you do that, because it's not easy. But I love acting for that reason, because I get the opportunity to be whoever I want to be. So when I'm doing auditions, and I'm getting in for auditions, I don't do like a crazy full beat. Let me close my windows. Sorry, that was loud. The kids was playing outside. I was like, I don't think they're here for that. But I don't do like a crazy full beat. I'll just say this: I'm not a makeup artist to any extent, but when you audition as much as I do, when you're in this industry, you have to learn how to do makeup, in whatever way that looks like, you know. But when I am doing auditions, unless it's called for like, okay, this person, you know, is I don't know, I'm trying to think of a character that I would have to like put on full, like, you know, type of makeup. Unless it's specified in the character description, like, oh, this person is in full makeup or they're at a party doing XYZ. Depends on what it is. I always dress for that, or, you know, make up myself for that. But no matter what the character is, even if it's a mundane character like an EMT, an assistant, a nurse, and these are things I go out for, a detective, I still put on makeup, but it's gonna be a light beat, okay? So this is gonna be my light beat, you know. I'm trying to catch all, because the camera gonna get everything, okay? The camera gonna get the stuff you don't want it to get. So you want to get that light beat going. And this brush, I'm telling y'all, like, change the game. I don't know, as me not being a professional, I'm supposed to use it for everything, but it doesn't really say that you shouldn't. And it's vegan. It's responsibly made, cruelty free, not tested on animals. We like that. So that's gonna be the full coverage here, and then I'm gonna put a little good old Aquaphor on my lips because they looking a little crazy, a little dry. So I'm gonna do that. Just let that marinate. Now we're gonna get into these brows. And for my brows, I'm always trying to find something that actually works. And like, I struggle with the eyebrows. If you know me, you can look at some old pictures and be like, what was she doing? I'm still working, so don't judge me. As I said, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm trying to see if I got my little imperfections, but I did. So I recently got this one and only from New York. Shout out to New York. I'm from New York. I got this from a beauty supply store in New York. If you haven't been to a beauty supply in New York, you ain't never been to a beauty supply store. I'm telling you, they got everything. But it's a duo eyebrow pencil. I got dark brown. And what I like about these is because it has the spoolie on one side and then the pencil on the other. So I just brushed these eyebrows up. As I said, I did an audition earlier with my roommate, so it's not like as it would look if it was right out the bed, because my eyebrows, sometimes they be struggling. But let me get close to y'all real quick as I try to not mess this up. But yeah, I try to, you see I can't focus, talk, and do this at the same time. I do a very light beat. Eyebrows are always weird. It's like one of those things. But I do a very light beat because the camera is going to show the stuff that you don't want it to show. And, you know, I don't want a reason. At the end of the day, whether we want to believe it or not, whatever that character calls for, but when we watch TV, you know, it's about aesthetics. It's about what it's looking like. So I don't want to be not chosen based on something so stupid, which I think is stupid. Like, oh, I don't know, she has like dark spots on her cheek. I don't know, I'm just making stuff up. But I don't want those things to be the reason. I want them to focus on my acting, not my dark spots under my eyes or my eyebrows or whatever. So I do my best to put on my best beat for my auditions. And it's always going to be a light beat, nothing crazy unless it's called for. I don't even think I've even worn lashes in auditions, maybe once or twice, but it had to be specified that this person would wear lashes. But the auditions I have coming up for this week, I think one is a nurse, one is like a young mom, and a detective. Those are like some of the things I usually go out for: assistant, nurse, young mom, quirky, interesting characters, stuff like that. It depends on what it is, if it's commercial or if it's theatrical. I have an agent on the West Coast, and then I have a manager on the East Coast. So that's been great. I'm originally from New York, and this year I've actually had the opportunity to work on the East Coast, which has been so rewarding, being able to spend time with my family and do what I love. I couldn't ask for a better year, honestly, in that direction. But that's my point. So I moved out to LA about 6 years ago. When I first moved out here, I didn't have any credits on my resume at all. I was doing like web series from New York, so theater, student films, things like that, just getting my feet wet because I was new out of college. After Cheney, I went to AMDA, the American Musical and Dramatic Academy, and that's where I got a lot of my training, and I felt really like ready. Cheney was like the beginning of like, what is acting for real? What is that? You know, studying some of the academics, some of the history. And then when I got to AMDA, I was like, all right, training, let's like hone on characters, let's hone on audition prep, scene study, things like that. So I feel like that's really, between both of them, my bread and butter of how I came into the world of acting and started feeling like very confident in that. So then when I moved out to LA, I didn't have any of those credits. I was just starting. And I actually got into this showcase. It's called Turbo Showcase. I recommend this showcase for anybody, especially on the East and West Coast, looking for reps. By a friend of mine now, Jeremy Luke. He's so amazing. He has this very reputable showcase. It's virtual now due to the pandemic and all that, and he has kept it virtual. But it has been a way for people without a lot of, you know, credits and things like that to get reps. And that really helped me get my first agency. And that's how I was able to, you know, start working on television. But when I first came out here, I was hustling. You know, I'm from New York, like I said, so I was hustling. And back in 2017, I was able to book a role on HBO's hit show Insecure. And the reason that happened is because I took the step to go to a casting workshop, met the casting director. Initially, we connected, we clicked, and the talent spoke for itself. And even within that, like doing a showcase and not having anything on my resume, and then going ahead to the casting director workshop and not really even being on TV ever. I've never done anything for TV. It was just kind of just being in the room and having them see my talent and see me. So that's one thing I would say, like, as far as it comes to acting, like, you know, you got to get in those spaces and just do it. A lot of, even in this world now, we have like social media and people are up there, you know, doing their thing and creating characters, creating stories. We have the platforms, and I say it myself too, because I could be doing a lot more as well. But within that, we got to use our platforms to get the things we want. I'm gonna go ahead and use this mascara. It's a CoverGirl exhibitionist mascara. This mascara lit, okay? Litty. Y'all gonna see I do have a little bit on my eyes from earlier, but I'm gonna go ahead and go on with that. There's another one that's gonna be quiet time because I'm not trying to stab myself in the eye with mascara. You ever did that? You ever did that? That don't feel good. Yeah. But you see, I don't have a lot of eyelashes, but they hella curly, so this gonna get us where we need to get. And you know, just have that pop of color. I mean that pop. See, I can't even talk that pop. Basically almost done. So yeah. And giving myself the opportunity and chances to like go out there, put myself out there. I was able to get my first television credit on a hit show like that, you know. And then after Insecure, I was with some other agencies. So before I got with my team that I feel like is really solid now, I had maybe a few other managers and one other agent. And it wasn't good. It didn't work out for me. I won't name drop or anything like that, but one, I had a little discrepancy with some money. The other one didn't really see my value and my worth. When it comes to looking for your team, you want to find people who are rooting for you. Like, just as much as your friend's going to be like, you got this, you booked this, you want your team to say that. You know, my manager, when we're texting, he's saying, I feel a booking, I feel an offer, and I just feel like he believes in me. He really sees me. And it's funny because when I met my manager, I did that same showcase, and it wasn't a good day for me. I would say, like, the rest of the managers and agents didn't really have good feedback from me. And the hardest thing about being an actor sometimes is really like that mindset and believing in yourself, because people going to tell you a lot of stuff about your career or your talent, but you got to believe that because it's a space for everybody. Somebody once told, I think Angela Bassett, that she overacted. Not Angela Bassett, you know what I mean? So look at that. Imagine she had given up and she was like, I guess I'm an overactor. I'm not going to do that. Lies. And then for my, what you call this? Is concealer too? I told you I'm not a makeup person. The lighter concealer, it don't even have any label on it. That's how old it is. It's from MAC, Power Studio, whatever. Photo Fix them, something like that. Anyway, I really like this, this concealer. I think it is concealer. I'm gonna put that on so I can, you know, get a little highlight under these eyes. But if you listen to other people, you'll never do what you need to do. So I moved to California kind of on a whim. A friend of mine at the time was saying they was moving to California, and I always wanted to live here after like growing up, watching movies and kind of having that affinity towards acting and what I wanted to do. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to go with you. Unfortunately, me and that person aren't friends anymore. But imagine I didn't decide to move with them. I would never, I don't know about never, but I wouldn't have been here as soon as I did at that time, you know. And I don't regret it, not one bit. It hasn't been easy at all. It's definitely been very challenging. It still is. This is one of those careers where, you know, it's hard to even do something as simple as what I said, going on a show like Insecure or SWAT or FBI and saying one line, because literally that's what I had on these shows. You could check it out, but your girl was there and then she gone. They're gone. Don't blink. You might miss me. But those experiences, that's a lot of work to even get that opportunity, you know? So I really value this career. I really value just like my training. I value my tribe. I value my family. I value my willingness and my courage to keep going, because that's the only thing that keeps me going. All those things together. Every day isn't one of those days where I feel like I can, but I do anyway. And I don't know. I'm grateful to be able to live my dream no matter how hard it is, or even when it feels like I'm not really living my dream, because it's hard to pay rent. Because just because you see somebody on TV one day don't mean the next day they could eat, because this career is so fluctuating. It's always fluctuating. I might have a job today, I might not tomorrow. Even the greats, like you can listen to them talk about it. That's why like money management and like, kind of having other things outside of acting are important. And for me, I'm still learning what that looks like for me. What other things outside of acting that I really love that I could monetize from. I really am enjoying things like this, content creation. People are making money on YouTube, money on Instagram, money on Facebook, and all the other platforms, TikTok. I'm working on being that person too, because I love to entertain. I love to be in front of the camera, but I may not always get opportunities from other people, but I have to find ways to create my own opportunities. And that's what I believe I'm doing. So I know I just rambled and said a whole lot, but I really do love what I do through the hard times, and especially through the great times. This year has been a really good year booking wise, and your girl got a lot in store coming. So as you see right now, my hair is in braids. I do have my headshots. They they aren't braided, see, but I'm a Black woman and I change my hair when I want to. And I feel like that's even power in that. And we've even elevated to a space now where maybe that's a little more acceptable, because that's just who we are. Black girl magic. Today my hair's down here, tomorrow it's up here. And that's just what it is. But when I am doing auditions, because I don't have necessarily like, I do have some headshots with braids, but the ones I usually use have curly hair or whatever. So I put my hair back because I want them not to be distracted by the hair. So this is just like a regular, so let me show you my little ponytail. A little ponytail, I wrap it around here. And that's easy, but I'm gonna lay down the front a little bit. So let's get into that. And when it comes to, I'm just talking about acting in general, y'all, so it's gonna be a lot of stuff. But when it comes to headshots and stuff like that, it is a good idea to get like different types of looks, especially if you're someone who changes your hair often, like me. So that way they have options and they can say, oh, let me see what she looks like this. Let me see, because a lot of times they gotta see you. That's why even when it comes to costumes, like I'm really specific about the costumes I wear, the colors I wear. Like this blue color right here, blue is supposed to be like dependable, trustworthy. Those colors bring out certain things. So if I'm a young mother, which I think I'm playing in my first scene, I'm wearing this blue because I'm a young mom, I'm dependable, I am whatever the other word I use, but yeah, those things those things matter. And when I get into, I'm gonna show y'all my nurse outfit. When I get into my nurse outfit, I still have a little pop of color in that too. And I picked certain colors of that because of that reason too. I wanna, stand out in that way. So this is it, real simple. We're gonna lay it down, we're gonna pull it back. So I put a little right here, because the hair grows and it flows, but we got this. But I am excited to really keep digging into myself as a woman, as a person, and as an artist. I think that that's important, to just find what works for me and what doesn't. I really hope that y'all enjoy just like my little ramble about my career and the things that's been going on. I'm gonna do a lot more of these of just like telling y'all what's going on, like really what's going on, because your girl be doing a lot. And I feel like, you know, everything is content, everything is a way to share and connect with your audience. And that's what I really want to do. So let me show y'all, this is it. And then for the mother, we're in the house. I'm talking to my son for this audition. So I just wore, okay, so this will be my young mother outfit. Simple, it's the blue, it's the black. Sometimes they ask for a full body slate, so I'm gonna give them a full body slate. You know, they can't really see the hair is down to the booty, but they're just gonna focus on my face, and I'm gonna give them all the emotions that they need in this video. Let me show y'all the second outfit for my second audition. And this is look 2 for the nurse outfit. You see, like, this is personality. I actually got this from, I was on set one time and I played a nurse. Go figure. And they gave me this top and these bottoms. I have another scrub set too. I'll show y'all at a different time. And we have our stethoscope. My roommate and I both are actors, so we have a room where we do our auditions at. We have props. I'll even show y'all the studio one of these days too. But yeah, that's this for my nurse outfit. And then last but not least, your girl's going out for a detective because I do nurse, detective, assistant, receptionist, whatever, just book me. The third one was actually receptionist, y'all, sorry. But if I was gonna do a detective, I would probably wear like a black shirt or a blue, like light blue button down shirt. It's a little wrinkled. It's not my best one, but I would do better. I'll iron it for my audition. But I also say have like a costume closet. Like I basically recycle the same outfits over and over and over and over again for the same type of roles because it's the same thing. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna spend money on a whole bunch of costumes that don't even matter. You know what I mean? But we do have so many props. Got my handy dandy phone, one of them old phones that don't work. We use phones. We have, I showed you the stethoscope. So really anything. But that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed my get ready with me for auditions. I have to go film these auditions and book the work. Book, because we the booking magnets out here. Shout out to my acting coach, Christine Horn. She really taught me a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about as far as like makeup, costumes, just like really setting the scene. And I really appreciate her because since working with her, I have been booking more TV and that it just feels great. But as I go prepare to get ready for this audition, please leave me some comments in the comment section. Let me know what you want to know about acting or what you want to know about my journey. I don't mind sharing it. I love to share it actually. I am working on a course on how to start acting in LA. How to start acting period, but if you're in LA more specifically, I got some really good tips for you. Outside of LA, I also have some tips on just how to get started to get your butt over here to LA and New York, depending on the level that you want to be in your career, all of that. But that's something that will be coming within the next few months. Still working on it, but I really appreciate this platform. Please like, share, subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. It's your girl, Atika Green, the content queen. Until my next video, peace.